Today we're going to book the do's and don'ts of Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia. Things I want WWE to do and things I don't want WWE to do. I'm going to say things that I think would make the PLE awesome and things I think that would make the PLE suck. Do's and don'ts. You get it? All right, let's start with the world champion Seth Rollins fighting the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes. What don't I want to happen? What I don't want to happen is they have a great match and then Cody proceeds to win. And Seth Rollins shakes his hand afterwards and it's like, all right, good show, you got me. I would hate that. I would definitely hate that because Seth, well, he needs some wins, especially after what they've said on Raw. Paul Heyman literally said, yeah, the Browns will lose faith in you and I will question why I'm with you. So Seth Rollins can't lose. He just cannot lose. And if he just lose cleanly, and then to top it off, he shows Cody respects and shakes his hand, just like they did last year when Gunther lost to Cody Rhodes. It's like, I respect you. I'm done with these. I respect you. Seth Rollins, I don't want him to lose. So like, and then show respect, and then they just completely drop the storyline of what Paul said last week. If Seth loses, there needs to be consequences. And what they should do though is, I don't think Triple H has the testicular fortitude to do this, but they should let Seth Rollins win, and not just win, but win clean. He should win cleanly. He doesn't need any interference whatsoever. I'll settle for Seth Rollins winning by, underhanded tactics, but I think it would just mean so much more if Seth could actually get a victory. I mean, he's already 0-3 against Cody, so maybe we could give him one clean win. He is one of your top champions, so like, could we treat him like one? Plus, could you imagine how much clout he would have, how much confidence, how much credibility he would have beating Cody Rhodes cleanly? And tell me this, maybe you're like, no, Cody can't lose cleanly. He's the top guy. Well, I mean, just the fact that there's a second top title means that there are two top guys. So maybe Cody could take a back seat for a minute. But that said, even, let me ask you this question. Would you be more interested in tuning in to SmackDown to see a Cody Rhodes promo after he beat Seth Rollins cleanly, or after he lost to Seth Rollins cleanly? I think it would be the loss, because you would want to hear what Cody has to say and how he picks himself up after that. So I think an actual loss I think Cody losing cleanly to Seth would actually benefit both of their characters peaking interest. So that's what I want them not to do and what I want them to do. What I want you boys and girls to do though is enter the contest to win this championship on my shoulder. How do you win, you ask? All you gotta do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding ding ding, notification, and you could win said belt at 20,000 subscribers. I'm gonna give it away on my quest to quit my day job, and we're over 18,000, so only 5 years to go, it seems, till I get to 20,000. All right, so let's put this down. Next match is Asuka, Kairi versus Io and Rhea Ripley. What they should do here is somehow, some way, Io has to turn and join Asuka and Kairi. Not because she wants to, though. She definitely does not want to. She is going to be forced to. I say you could have, maybe Asuka has some kind of info, like some kind of blackmail on Io. Maybe it's how she got over to America, or how she just something about their family's connections in Japan or something like that. Or what if the match we have Kairi take the pin. Kairi takes the pin. Io and Rhea, they celebrate. They kind of leave. And Kairi is just like, oh my God. And Asuka just starts crashing out. She starts crashing out on Kairi and just starts beating her up. And Kairi won't even defend herself. Kairi says, all right, well, I failed. I deserve this. And so Io actually feels really bad, comes back into the ring, and Kairi say, leave me alone. Go. You made your choice. And And then Asuka's like, yeah, you made your choice. This is your fault. And Asuka proceeds to beat up Kairi to the point that Io says, I'll do anything if you stop. And then Asuka's like, anything? And boom, Io then joins Asuka to protect Kairi Sane. And this would be very much reminiscent of when Jimmy Uso was getting beat up by Roman in a Hell in the Cell acknowledgement match, and Jey Uso had to actually quit. He had to quit and acknowledge Roman to save Jimmy, and that's what Io has to do here. And so maybe for maybe 2 or 3 months, we can have Io and Kairi Sane under a crazy, insane Asuka just being the most horrible person alive. And she could even make Rhea and Io fight each other at the Royal Rumble or something. She says that Io can't even enter. Io can't even enter the Royal Rumble. She can't enter the Royal Rumble. She won't let her. Asuka won't let her. And then Rhea, maybe, I don't know, who knows? Maybe Rhea says, okay, tell you what, I won't enter the Rumble either. But if I beat Io Sky in a match, then you have to release Io. So I don't know. So we could play it like that Asuka is just so evil. That's what they should do. Have Io reluctantly join Asuka back up for a good couple months, and right here it could do it. What we should not do, though, is have at some point we have another turn, and it's Rhea Ripley. She turns on Io Sky and she joins Asuka. I don't want this to happen. It would be a surprise, oh my god, but I would hate it. Rhea then joins Asuka. Rhea's like, you know what? I've never beat you, and you kind of you pushed me away when Asuka was telling you shouldn't be my friend. Well, she was right. You shouldn't be my friend. And Asuka and her are just laughing at Io Sky. And I would hate this. I want Rhea to turn back to heel, but not this way. Plus, I wouldn't want Rhea Ripley overshadowing Asuka right now. Asuka's doing such great work as a heel, and Rhea actually is starting to get interesting to me finally as a face. So I'm okay with this dynamic. If we're not going to turn Io to reluctantly join Asuka, definitely don't make Rhea. So that's a don't. Rhea stays where she's at as a face, not joining Asuka. She would just overshadow Asuka. And Asuka right now is just brilliant as this evil dictator friend. Okay, so let's do how about we do Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed next? What should they do? I think Bronson should win. I was okay with Bronson losing at, Clash in Paris? I was okay with that, actually. A lot of people weren't. They were like, oh, he's buried. You're not buried if you lose to Roman Reigns. Honestly, Bronson Reed could lose right here even and still not be buried because it's Roman freaking Reigns. The guy had 1,316 days as champion. However, I think it would very much benefit this time round. I thought it benefited Bronson just to have a match with Roman, but now that we're doing 2 in a row, I think it's borderline, and he does need to win this one. I really do think he needs to win. Plus, it's an Australian street fight, so that means kangaroos, dingoes, boomerangs, crocodiles, all that stuff can be in there. I wish I knew, what's that, Vegemite? Just throw some Vegemite in someone's eyes. I don't know. Is that offensive? Did I offend you? If I did, let me know in the comments below, and I will say sorry, mate. All right, so so Bronson wins. This is what I want to happen. Bronson wins, and I'm okay with some underhanded tactics here. Maybe Braun Breaker, just out of nowhere comes spears. We get one of those legendary Braun Breaker spears out of nowhere that would cut any normal human in half. He spears him, and we get a couple tsunamis, boom, done. Bronson wins. Now, Bronson doesn't have to win to the point that Roman has to get stretched out again, but Bronson will win here, and it will be a great night for the Shield if my booking takes place. And for the record, if Bronson won, it wouldn't bury Roman Reigns either. Roman could just lose forever now and still just be the top dog underdog always acknowledged. I mean, look at John Cena, you know, how, like, he didn't win for like 6 years, and we're still like, yeah, John Cena's the man, you know, until he had that heel turn, and then that heel turn, we were like, wow, this sucks, but, you know, regardless, oh, gee, guys, I don't want to ruin wrestling. At least they turned him back to face, but yeah, Roman can suffer a loss. Roman can suffer a loss. The first match was just the rub being in the ring with him. Now Bronson gets the actual win here. He can suffer a loss. Now, what they shouldn't do, though, this is my don't. Don't do this. Same scenario. It's a match. Braun Breaker, he comes out. He spears Roman, but then Roman proceeds to have a 2-on-1 fight with the Brawns. And at the end of the day, he is going to stack Braun Breaker on top of Bronson Reed and pin him. Yeah, don't do that. That we don't do. Like, I will be, you know, somewhat okay if Bronson loses, even though I think he should win. But if we do the stack, the Braun stack, yeah, don't. That would bury them. If you're going to beat Bronson twice in a row, you got to make him look super strong. So please don't do that. I hope Bronson gets the win here, though. That's my do. I do. You know, people are only going to hear my don'ts. They're going to like, how can you think that? I'm like, did you not? I said I don't want that. I literally have do's in this video, and they won't hear the do's, they just hear the don'ts. And they'll be thinking that I want the don'ts. All right, so let's do, who's next? Who do we got next? Oh, let's do Tiffany versus Stephanie Vakir. Let Stephanie win. I think Stephanie should win this. She's very young in her title reign. I don't want her to lose. I think it would help her greatly. And what we'll do here is we will have Stephanie Vakir, Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany loses. Tiffany will, you know, they'll get their belts, they'll shake hands. Oh, what a good sports. Stephanie will turn her back, and Tiffany will blindside her with her championship belt. And then she will proceed to beat the crap out of Stephanie after she has lost the match. And then Tiffany will raise the belt up like she's want to do, and she's just like, doesn't matter, I lost, doesn't matter, I'm the champ, this is the belt that matters. She walks off, and now we have a heel Tiffany. We can have a heel Tiffany while we have a Stephanie Vakir who won and looked strong, and both, I think Tiffany loss would mean so much more, followed with an attack and a heel turn. We get rid of all the respect feuds that Tiffany's had, and we start anew, and I think that would breathe some life into Tiffany's title reign. And again, Stephanie Vakir gets to have a big win early on in her championship run. And what we shouldn't do is we shouldn't have just Tiffany wins, they shake hands and go their separate ways, and it's just another I respect you feud or matchup with Tiffany. Or even worse would be they're having a match and Nia Jax interferes. I love Nia Jax, but I am so tired of Nia and Tiffany feuding with each other, because their feud isn't even like really a feud. It's literally just one attacks the other. That's pretty much it. That's what constitutes as a feud nowadays. There's no personal grievances, no nothing other than I want the title, I'm big and bad, you can't have the title, I'm Tiffany, it's Tiffy time. Like, I want something more than that, and we've been doing this literally since January 3rd of this year. They have good chemistry, but not that good that I just want to see every time Tiffany gets into a matchup, Nia out of nowhere, so like that would ruin it. No Nia Jax, please, no Nia Jax. And I love Nia Jax, but just keep her away from Tiffany. And now our final matchup, the Unseen 17, John Cena versus AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. And while, yes, this did not have any real build, it was literally, the storyline is this. John Cena says that his booking has sucked so bad that he has to go to Twitter and ask fans to make Triple H give them something they want. And AJ's like, yeah, let's do that. And then Triple H is like, okay, fine. That's the storyline here. The storyline is literally that Triple H's booking sucks so bad that John Cena had to force his hand. So that's the story. Now, what do we do? This one's simple. This one is simple. I wouldn't mind if we even closed out the show, but it's probably going to be Cody and Seth, which I totally get. Usually I'm more of let the champion close the show anyways, but we could open the show with it. Let's open the show with it maybe, and let John Cena win. Let's not repeat the same mistake. One of the reasons why I think WrestlePalooza sucks so bad is not just because of its name, but that didn't help, is because they just had John Cena lose to Brock Lesnar, and that just sucked the air, the life out of that PLE, the audience, the crowd, and I can't blame them. And while I don't see a squash happening, I could see a great match happening, I still think a John Cena loss would hurt the overall feel and excitement and just joy of the event. So John Cena wins. That's the do. John Cena wins clean. Okay, cool. And this is one of the times where I'm okay with respect. I'm okay if AJ Styles just gets up and shakes his hand, because AJ has already announced that he's about to retire too. So we can have that. I'm not saying you can't have respect in your matchups, but it has to be done very sparingly, and this is where it would work. So John Cena wins and he gets to celebrate, and the fans get to celebrate as well. Don't do this. Brock Lesnar comes, and the match is ruled a double DQ, just like Sami Zayn when John Cena fought him. All right, don't do that. That would suck. And then we proceed to not see Brock Lesnar until after Survivor Series, just like he did at SummerSlam, where he attacks, and then he skips a PLE, and John Cena gets him next. Because you know what that would mean? That would mean Brock is his last match. Now, I've heard Gunther's actually going to be his last match. I definitely would rather Gunther be the guy than Brock Lesnar. But, like, for real, any scenario, whether it's a double DQ. Okay, so let's say Brock, he disrupts the match. That's the worst case scenario, because then we don't get a winner. Or we just repeat SummerSlam. John Cena does win. He celebrates for a minute. Then Brock Lesnar comes out, F5s him, and leaves. And then we don't see him again until after the PLE Survivor Series. And God, that would suck. That's my face melting at the prospect of seeing Brock Lesnar attack John Cena once more. I just want that to be done. So those are my do's and don'ts for Crown Jewel. What did you think? What did you like the best? And what don't did you hate the most? All right, boys. All right, girls. I want you to do this for me. Have a great day.